Last week we had an interesting encounter where our would-be adventurers got to do some very, very heavy role-playing where we learned a little bit about Mira and her situation. Although I feel like Mira didn't give up everything that happened to her in that conversation. I feel like she held a little bit back and maybe had some colored perspective, we'll call it, to her twin sister and friends. But it is what it is. We'll see how it plays out in the future. I'm sure there's going to be zero ramifications for any of that whatsoever. So we also had an interesting dreamscape experience for Violet, in which she found herself flying through the skies once again and has perhaps no concept on what it means or what it could mean or what the future holds. But again, no ramifications at all, I'm sure. I'm sure everything will be fine. And so after finally getting out of the Siltwood, you all managed to catch sight of the Stormsong Mountains, or at least the southernmost peak of the Stormsong Mountains, which, there goes Beth, which for some is actually the most impressive of the mountain chains, just because of its sheer size and scope and breadth. It's a beautiful sight. That being said, when you all camped in the shadow of said mountain and found yourselves, a good night's rest, you woke up in the morning preparing to set out once again to try to make your journey up this mountain, and a shadow loomed over you. A large, shadowed creature blocking out the sun, backlit by the sun's lights, and one with enormous wings that was descending upon your campsite violently and fast. And so before we can really get into a description of all of that, I need for all of you to please roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed. Oh, and by the way, thank you so much, Raven Sarah Knight, our resident Canuck cleric, donating 300 bits to give all of our players an advantage very early on, before the stream even started. And yeah, I think they might need that, because this shit about to get real, I think. Anywho, what do we got for initiative here, folks? Andrew, what'd Violet get?
22.
Nice. 80?
TBD, hang on.
Okay, Mira.
Had to unmute. I'm back to normal because I got a 9.
Perfect. Single digits. That's what I like to hear. Bren?
Oh, 7.
No, even better. 80?
That is a 16.
Okay. Well, Violet, looks like you're probably going to... Oh, actually, hang on a second. Violet, what is your dexterity modifier?
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
+3.
What's your dexterity score?
Goddamn. 16.
We get to do rollies.
Are you serious?
Which one is cuter?
What's that?
Which one is cuter?
TBD?
I'm thinking of a number 1 through 10.
I'm fine with rollies if you're fine with rollies.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm gonna... Oh, I wanted to... What the heck dice is that? Okay, I'm gonna do that again. Hopefully it's not a hidden roll this time. Okay, I got a 10.
This also backs up what I said in the Discord about Vi, especially with that dream sequence. Vi's a dragon.
I don't know about that.
Hey, what?
Right, so
same dexterity modifier, same deck. Oh God, now my camera did the thing.
What is with that thumbs up thing? That happens every now and then for you, dude.
Every so often.
Why? How does that happen? No one else that streams with me has that.
Apparently, I have a gestures thing, and I can't find it. So, like, I have to not use my thumbs.
Because if you do a thumbs up, it doesn't. That's awesome. That is so awesome. Anyway, I had a 10 on my rollies. Andrew,
I got
what'd you have?
16.
All right, so I'm gonna bump you up to a 23. You will get to go before the bad guy here. So, Beth decided to go away again. I see. All right. You know what? Oh, why is that dice not? Yep. There we go. Welcome back, Beth.
Hey, guys.
I feel like that's going to be your night. So, sorry.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. We'll have to see if we can figure that out maybe on the morrow. Anyway.
Working on it.
Good job. So, as you all stand there, looking up into the heavens, the shadowed light, light being blocked, you find yourself staring into a horrifying sight. A formidable-looking creature, body reminiscent of a lion's, radiating a fearsome majesty, covered in a coat of rough, tawny fur that bristles with every muscle that it flexes. Its head has a chilling resemblance to a demonic creature of some kind. None of you have any concept of what amalgamation of horror was created from this. And as it flies down upon you, you can see its mouth's razor-sharp pointed teeth protruding, suggesting that it could rend you with absolute ease, and enormous bat-like wings that protrude from its back, complete with massive muscular arms that hold those winged membranes, holding it aloft with those winged membranes. And then comes its tail, long and sinewy and ending in this bulbous rock-like formation with a cluster of venomous-looking spikes attached to the back. You can tell very quickly that this manticore means you doom as it roars. I guess I should probably load the map, maybe? We can do that.
Whoa.
As this... Sorry, what's that, Andrew?
I said whoa.
All right. As this manticore is bearing down upon you, not a surprise round. It wasn't trying, or you're not surprised, that is, you don't have the surprise condition. The creature was not trying to sneak up on you. It made itself known very quickly and does not seem to care about whatever threat you might be. Very confident in its ability to murder you. And so, Violet, you look up and you see this creature descending upon you. It is now about 60 feet above you, as you have an opportunity to react and try to do something to avoid its descent. What would you like to do?
I just gotta take out my bow and try to shoot it. I don't know. I guess.
Go for it.
It's a 9?
A 9 total? Yeah, that misses. Would you like to do anything else? I will tell you also, from the look of things, it wants to land upon you.
It doesn't look like there's anywhere to like run or hide or anything.
I mean, the clearing is pretty clear there, and there's, some rocks not too far distant from you. There's a small rock hill that you could attempt to climb up if you so wanted. There's a lot surrounding you that you could perhaps do something with. Who moved your bedroll? That back.
I would like to go and hide behind this rock.
go ahead and I will say, just because I am nice, that the rock is substantially sized, that you could run for it and leap behind it, and perhaps be able to avoid the gaze of the manticore as it's descending upon everyone with violent intent. So if you wanted to use you have cunning action for bonus hide now, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to do that. Oh, also, just so everyone knows, they leveled up last session. So level 3 finally, out of the potential one-shot danger zone, maybe. We'll see. Who knows? Are you gonna run over there and hide, Andrew?
Yep.
What'd you get for your hide check?
Oh my god.
Deep breaths. Come on. Center
It's
yourself.
terrifying.
Calm.
Not great. I got 13.
Okay, 13 it is. Don't forget, you guys do have an advantage right now from Ysterra Knight. Just friendly reminder. Now, unfortunately for the rest of you, it is the Manticore's turn. As the Manticore is descending, it's going to launch some tail spikes. I'm going to do, since Vi got out of the way, I'm going to do a 1 in 3 chance for each of you. So first one is, well, that's ironic. 80 is getting the first one. 80 is also getting the second one. You cut out just in time for 2 tail spikes to come flying at you. At 80.
Ain't no thing.
So, first one is a 17 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Second one is a 19 to hit.
Yep.
That is only 4 points of damage on the first one and 12 points of damage on the second.
All good.
Okay. And it lands essentially in the center. And so another chance. Last attack is going to be a claw on Bryn. That's a 12. Just 12.
Oh my god. Yeah, it does. Damn.
12 hits Bryn. Okay. 12 hits Bryn. Good to know.
We talked about this.
Yep. That's 9 points of slashing damage as its claw just breaks across you, rending flesh with its swipe.
Oh, great.
How you feeling there, 80?
I've felt better in my life. Definitely.
Good to know. As this thing lands, I need for 80, Mira, and Bren, all 3 of you to roll wisdom saving throws, please. Versus fear.
I will be using my advantage.
All right. Good.
Yeah.
I got 21.
Nice.
It's a 14.
That succeeds.
Okay,
13.
13 just succeeds.
Thank you for the advantage.
Yes, thank you for the advantage. Raven already saving the bacon. Yeah, Bran, you have seen these creatures before. You've never fought one, but you have seen them. And you previously have been smart enough to never have to fight one before, but your luck has finally run out. You have a pretty firm handle on things from a fearsome perspective. You want to get out of here, of course, but you're not being forced to flee from the sheer fright that this creature's presence induces. 80, on the other hand, is barely holding it together, and Mira might only be holding it together because 80 needs her to. So it is, in fact, 80's turn.
Superb. While I have you all here, I am going to let out some intense, let's say I'm going to...
And we lost her.
What are you going to say?
80.
Hey, what are you going to say?
Is she okay?
Are you okay, 80? Are you okay?
She's back.
Oh, I don't know, guys. 21 to hit.
What were you throwing? It does hit.
It's chromatic orb. It's lightning. That's what I'm going for flavor. I don't know.
Did you just go visit an ascendant or something?
Maybe. Okay, so I also have some meta magic stuff that's new. So I am going to choose to, with an empowered spell, I can reroll some damage die. Yeah, so I'm going to reroll 2 of those d8s. Awesome. Okay, so 17
Nice.
points of damage.
Yeah, so what is this? Well, as this, you said it was lightning, so I'll just take it.
Yeah.
As this chromatic orb kind of leaves your hand, there's arcs of lightning that kind of fly off your fingertips. Your hair kind of stands up a little bit around you from the static energy that floats in the air. And the ball does not have to travel very far, and it's a large creature right in front of you. So it's almost like it was hitting a barn door as you just slam the side of this creature with lightning energy. And it recoils from that, and its tail like thwacks into the ground and leaves a dent in the ground, sending dirt up your way, which you shield yourself from. But it didn't like that.
Oops.
Oopsie. Are you going to move or do anything with your bonus action?
Am I within range then for
An opportunity
reaction
attack?
Yeah.
Maybe. You're not sure. 80 has never fought one of these manticores before.
80 hasn't done shit, I'm learning. Yeah, I'm gonna move. I'm just gonna kind of try to run back a little bit.
I love
For some
Andrew's
distance.
bonus action cry. Oh, you know what? I made the death mistake, and I was looking at the page and thought that your character was Mira. You're right up in its grill. So
Yeah.
I will let you take that movement back. You know for definitively that it can swipe at you.
Yes. I've already been hit twice, so I think I have an idea.
So are you taking it back or are you just fleeing?
So I know that it'll fuck me up if I move. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh yeah, then I'll stay. But yeah, sorry.
All right. That will bring us to Mira.
Mira is going to start making some words in the air and mutter some magic words, and she is going to cast Hex.
Okay.
And then she is going to kind of lift up both of her hands and push a beam of light at the manticore and cast Eldritch Blast.
Nice. Also, 500 bits to Stacy, or from Stacy UK. I will be nice and say that is an advantage for everyone, and then 2 floating advantages. Because I'm assuming that she wasn't actually trying to give me advantages, that she was, meaning that to be for you guys.
Mira's feeling her shit because I rolled a natural 20.
Nice. So your normal damage is
10 plus 6
16 total.
plus
Oh, right, plus the hex.
5.
Nice. Yeah. Your what does this bolt of arcane energy look like? Also, what disadvantage does it have as far as your hex is concerned?
I'm gonna say dexterity.
Okay.
And it just looks like her magic missile had been just tiny little, like, small beams of light, and this is like that magnified by 100. It's just a huge beam of light that she shoots, kind of pure white light.
Nice. As this pure white light pierces into this creature, it leaves a hole through one of its wings as it just tears into the side of it, and just absolutely rends into its flesh, searing as it goes. It turns and looks at you, and you're fairly certain that it wants to kill you now more than anyone else.
Absolutely. And then I'm just gonna back up a ways, because why not?
Okay. Bren.
Yeah. Me.
Yeah, you.
I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire.
Okay. Is it a 20-foot cube?
30
30-foot cube or radius?
Oh, I'm sorry,
something?
20 foot. It's 20-foot cube.
Yeah, it is a 20-foot cube. Okay, so you will be able to position it such that you won't hit any of your allies, and you can just hit this thing because this thing's huge. So, and you said it needs to make a dexterity saving throw?
Mm-hmm. Which should now be a disadvantage.
Hex only affects ability checks, not saving throws, unfortunately.
Okay, well, we'll rock with it.
That's a 17.
Yeah, it beats it. All right. Probably should have cleared that before I did it. Perfect. So with that, I too am gonna back it on up, and hopefully I don't die from this.
Okay. It will do an opportunity attack on you with a bite. That is a 17 to hit.
Hits.
That is 7 points of damage as it reaches out and drops its jaws right onto your shoulder. The same shoulder that the ambush drake had assaulted a few days back. Takes another bite into it, removing a few bits of flesh as you pull your shoulder wrenched out of its jaws, its teeth raking across you as you manage to get away. It doesn't stop you from moving. It just hurts real bad.
In this moment, like 80, Mira, and Vi can feel and almost see that Brent is looking at all of them at once, and he's like, after this, we're gonna have some words. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that was 7 points of damage on you for that. And that brings us back to Violet. Everyone has left 80, who has the least hit points, standing next to Manticore.
To take that in.
I'll be fine.
Read the room. Back it on up.
Dude, I don't know if I can.
Oh no.
What you got there, Andrew?
I think I'm just gonna try to shoot it again.
Okay.
$24 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
That's 8 plus 8, which is 16 points of damage.
Oh, right, your sneak attack. Yeah, nice. So yeah, you send. This is a short bow, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm aiming for its colon.
It's mega colon.
It's mega colon. There's one. We got one more.
Just so everybody knows, they need to send love to Deb and her cat, and it involves colons. And you know, if you're in the Wanderer's Haven Discord or you're on Instagram, feel free to message her about it. I'm sure she'd be happy to discuss. Yeah. So as this arrow pierces this thing's flank, it almost seems to shrug off the strike. You definitely buried that arrow into its flank, and blood was drawn. But it seems very much wanting to exact painful revenge upon Adi and Mira at this point.
I'm gonna hide again.
Okay.
Yes, at
What'd you get?
23. 23.
23. You feel pretty confident that it doesn't care about you at present. You feel very well hidden at the moment. It is now its turn once again. It starts upon 80 with a bite. That's a 15 to hit.
I would like to use my reaction to cast shield on myself, please.
Good call.
Which, yeah, it brings me up to a 17 AC.
Nice. So as this thing's face comes flying towards 80's face, its intent to just bite her head off, she arcs up a hand, arcane energy ripples off of the hand and barely deflects. There's this wall of bloody spittle, blood from Bren in its mouth, wall of bloody spittle that just slams against the shield and drips down it, sizzling on its way down.
Gnarly.
Yeah. It's going to try to claw you now. That's a natural 20.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can I use my reaction because of our twin bond?
Depends on what it's for.
I want to use Hellish Rebuke, which technically specifies me being damaged, but we're twins.
I tell you what, I will roll damage, and if it is enough to bring 80 to 0, I'll allow it.
Okay.
Love how we're betting on 80 dropping.
Here we go.
That's 8 points of damage.
Yep. Do your shit,
great.
Mira.
Okay. We have a mark.
Mira sees Katie go down, and she just screams this really primal scream, and in a wave of even bigger arcane energy, she sends this wall of rebuke at the manticore. And that is 23 damage.
Oh,
let's
damn.
go. And the
That's my
manticore
sister.
drops.
This arc of arcane energy flies out of Mira. I'm imagining there's screams involved in this arcane utterance, that this is not a quiet arcane phrase. This is, screaming.
Yep.
And just slammed. And this is force damage, right? We decided that
Yes.
This was,
Yep.
this is Mira's customized version of Hellish Rebuke. What did we call it? Arcane Rebuke? Something like that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Arcane Rebuke, just violent wave of arcanic force just slams into this creature. It staggers it backwards a few steps. You see 80's body get kind of shifted out of the way a little bit as this thing's claws just force her away from it. And the force of the impact of your spell. And then it looks at you and charges and gets to do its last attack. Actually, as it charged, this is a tail attack. It flung its tail in your direction, and one of the spikes went flying towards you for a 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
That is going to be 7 points of damage. And I actually forgot about this in the first round. The tail spike is poisonous. So I need for Mira to please roll a Constitution saving throw as this thing lands directly in front of her, the spike piercing into her abdomen.
14?
That succeeds. You are not poisoned. However, you take half of this, 2 points of additional poison damage.
Okay.
But you are not actively poisoned.
Great.
That brings us to 80's turn. You need to make a death saving throw, please, Beth.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
18.
Success. Nice. So that's one success. And Mira, this creature is now upon you, very intent on ending your life.
I am going to I'm gonna move to like there.
Okay, it gets an opportunity attack upon you.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. That's a 18 to hit.
Yep.
This is a bite attack for 9 points of damage.
Okay. And I am
Mira holds up her arm as this thing's jaws just lock upon her arm, tearing the flesh. Whatever shirt, that nice, fine, long sleeve shirt that she had is now cut to ribbons, basically. And there's fragments of that shirt now covered in blood hanging from this manticore's mouth as she moves away from it.
I am going to shoot it with another Eldritch Blast.
Hit your warlock on.
22 to hit.
That hits.
Great. All right, that's 9 damage plus...
Oh, you need to make concentration checks, by the way, for Hex.
That's true. Another 3 if the Hex holds. Natural 20.
Let's go.
Why'd you roll 2 dice?
Because I have advantage on con saves to maintain my concentration.
All right, then. So you said it was an additional 3?
Yes.
Okay. You can tell that you guys' assaults, particularly these magical ones from Mira, are severely injuring it.
Cool.
Bonus action?
Nope, that's my turn.
All right. Bren, you're up. You see 80 upon the ground, Mira moving probably to protect 80 if she can. Vi disappeared from sight.
But I know they're out there. They're doing work. They're doing work.
Yeah, you see arrows coming from the darkness at some point, like coming from the shadows from the trees and such.
So I'm bonus action enact my starry form into the archer.
Okay.
And I'm going to launch a guiding bolt at the manticore.
Okay.
Please give me something. That's everyone look at the D&D Beyond things to make sure that I'm telling the truth. That's a natural 20 for 24.
Nice. So what level spell were you casting it at?
This I think it's level 2. Let me check. Yes, level 2. So 5d6.
So that'll be 5d6 plus 30.
46 points of damage plus, because I'm doing a ranged spell that doesn't attack, it's an additional d8 plus 2.
So that'll be d8 plus 10 because that bonus also is affected by your crit.
Oh. So altogether that is going to be... Math is hard. 59 points of damage altogether.
What does it look like as this starry blast slays this creature.
So Bryn, seeing that 80's down and really doesn't want to be here, when he enacts the starry form, it's just like a larger version of like a starry outline of himself that goes into an archer that knocks his arrow and just Power Ranger blast right into the manticore. And then as soon as the attack is done, like Brent just like drops to his knees and he's like it's like he spelled so much energy in just doing that. He's like, okay.
So that was your action. We're still in rounds, by the way.
Yeah. Bonus
you
action.
Still have your bonus action.
No. My bonus action was to enact my starry form. So I got bonus action
Oh, okay.
while I have his movement.
All right.
So I'm just going to take that movement to move closer.
Okay.
Well, I get right.
So, mechanically speaking, a little bit of metagaming here. We are still in rounds. It is important, and I can't tell you why at the moment. Potentially could involve, 80 and potentially, more death saves and the like. So, Andrew, it is Vi's turn as she sees the manticore felled by this burst of violent light that comes from Bren. What would you do? You do see 80 fall into the ground.
I would just run towards 80, assuming that this was the main danger. Vi would just come out of hiding.
You don't see any other danger at present, so.
I just run towards 80 if I could.
Okay. Bonus action and your movement will easily get you there. You still have your action left.
Could I help?
You could try doing a medicine check.
Oh God, I'm so bad at medicine. Yep.
Guidance.
You're still in combat, so unfortunately you can't do guidance on them.
Bubble. Suspicion.
14.
Nice. You rolled this again.
I have disadvantage on it.
Oh, right. That's right. This actually is a good opportunity for us to talk about one of my house rules, in which everyone has a deficient skill, a skill that is just almost impossible for them to do. No matter how hard they try, it just sucks for them, and so they have to roll that at disadvantage. And so the 19 that Violet did get got turned into a 14. Thankfully, 14 is enough to stabilize 80 so that she no longer has to make death saves, but she is in fact still unconscious. The medicine check can't do anything for that without other healing aids and such. Would you like to describe how Violet assists with the gaping, bleeding wound that 80 was bleeding out from?
Violet's like just pressing her hands on the wounds, assuming that it'll help, and she's just going the whole time, trying not to pass out and puke.
You're such a good friend.
Nice. So as you do that, you all hear a roar from some of the trees from above, just at the ledge from above you. Another of these manticores, seeing its mate on the ground, had been sneaking up upon you and emerges from the trees, seeing its mate fallen, roars in defiance of that, and leaps out from the tree towards all of you. The three of you that are not currently unconscious on the ground are all getting a tail spike. So we'll go in order with Mira first. It's a natural 20.
What is going on tonight?
Okay.
Well, Yay.
Just so you guys know, I don't do max damage from natural 20s for the bad guys. It still hurts a lot, but
I do regret some things.
you need to make a con saving throw for poison.
We all group together like idiots.
That's an 11.
That fails, so you are poisoned. You take 14 points of piercing damage and 5 points of poison damage, and are poisoned.
Great.
The next one is on Violet. That is it's only a 15 to hit, because I'm pretty sure that hits, but...
Yep, it hits.
That's 9 points of piercing damage, and you need to roll a con save, please.
It's a 3.
That's fail. You are also poisoned. You take an additional 2 points of poison damage and are poisoned. And then the last spike on Bren is 11.
Oh God, meets it. If it meets, it beats, I guess.
Dude, you gotta do something about that armor.
We talked about this.
I
am
know.
a lowly farmer. Where am I going to get armor?
I mean, you could have done something. So that's 7 points of piercing damage, and you need to roll versus the poison.
What do I need to roll? Con
Save, yeah.
That's a 16.
That is successful, so you are not actively poisoned, and you take half of the poison damage for 3.
It's not looking good, y'all.
I thought I had a poisoned ring. Don't? Oh wait, yes I do.
So many of them. Yes. Thank you, chat. Thank you.
So did we get more bits? Who sent some bits? 300 bits
Everyone.
from Vori. Thank you so much. That's another advantage for our unconscious and poisoned individuals. I can't actually put 2 rings on you up there, Mira, so you just have to remember that you are poisoned while unconscious. Beth, I don't know if you missed it or not, but you did. 80 did get stabilized, so she doesn't have to keep rolling death saves unless she takes additional damage.
Superb.
Mira needs to do a death save now.
Oh, shit.
That's a 5, so I'm going to use an advantage.
You might want to do that.
That's a 2, so I'm going to use my other advantage.
Oh, my lord.
There we go.
Burning through the advantages.
Yep.
So that is 1 success. You then also, because of this poison, need to do a con save to see if you take additional damage.
I sure as hell do, because I rolled a natural 1.
This is not what we ordered.
Wait. There were leftovers.
There
Right?
There were floating advantages.
There are 2 floating advantages.
Just take one. Lord.
Do it. Just take it.
Yeah, it's all you. It's all you.
Just take it.
It's not better.
Take the next one. Take the other one.
Deb, come on.
That's a
I
3.
used,
The other
all my,
one.
I used all my dice magic.
There's 1 left.
Okay.
Yeah, you used all your dice magic to blow the shit out of the other
Okay.
one.
16.
16 is succeeding. You do not take additional poison damage this round, but you are still poisoned. That brings us to Bren.
Yeah.
It's okay though because we got more bits from Raven.
Yo, you need to get the hell out.
Okay, wait, real quick. What happened?
We're good. No poison damage. But it's not
another round of advantages to everyone thanks to our Canuck cleric.
Yeah, cool. Let's get in here. Are we doing this? Vi, are we doing this? We really should leave.
What you doing there, Bren?
This is not the time for this conversation right now, Jawline.
All right, cool. We're gonna. You know what? I'm actually going to. I'd like to use mold earth on the ground that the manticore's on, even though I know it can fly. But I want to kind of like. I want to sink it to the point to where its paws are buried. Like, you know.
You want to try to grapple it using mold earth in essence, right? Okay.
That's awesome.
Let's go for, we'll call this a spellcaster ability check versus its acrobatics or athletics to try to avoid the grapple.
Okay, give me something good. Oh my god, that's a 23.
Got a 21.
Yay! Okay. So it's grappled.
Yes. It is grappled currently. It can try to get out of that obviously on its turn. But for now its speed is 0. It is grappled.
Did my starry form dissipate after?
I think it stays up. You tell me, dude. It's your form.
Yeah, it doesn't say that it goes away, but also doesn't say that it stays. That's why I'm like deferring.
Pretty sure you still got your starry form, man.
Cool. I'd like to shift that form, if I could, into the chalice. So like in Bryn's hand, you'll kind of see like a form of a cup that happens. And then as a bonus action, I'd like to healing word on.
So the form lasts for 10 minutes. Just so you are aware.
Okay.
You cast bright light in a 10-foot radius and then dim light in a 10-foot beyond that. You will, however, have to expend your other wild shape to change.
To use another form.
To change the form, yes.
Okay, I will do that to change the form into the chalice, and then healing word on.
So I hate to be a douche, but healing word is also a bonus action.
Bonus action. So changing the form into the chalice, allowing me to use that, is still a bonus action.
Correct.
Got it. I thought it was just activated. Got it. Okay. Well, I'm going to stand at the ready in reference to that, and that's me.
I feel like we should try to get out of here, Jawline. Like, can you grab 80?
You still have your action if you wanted to do something.
And
just
I think you've got it held down. I feel like we should just run.
Fine. I'd like to use my action to pick up 80.
Hey, Glassjaw's coming in for with another round of advantages for everybody. Thank you so much for the bits, everyone. It means a lot. It truly does. Great. So yes, you are going to pick up 80, and then I'm assuming you guys are fleeing north.
Yeah. How big is Mira?
I mean, they're both the same size.
So,
but how tall are Deb? How tall are you guys?
Like 5'7".
Okay. So I want to put both of them over my shoulder, like twin style. I know my movement will probably be half because I'm carrying 2 people, but would you allow that?
Sure. I mean, I think I would also, if I'm reading Andrew's expression here correctly, his intention is to pick up Mira and you pick up 80 and you both run.
If you think you got it.
Vi is tiny. Vi is like 5'4".
That's why I was, because
I think Doesn't Vi? Oh no, Vi has a -1 strength. Never mind. Yeah, you should probably just toss both of them over your shoulder.
I toss both of them.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead and give me an athletics check, DC 10, please.
We're gonna use that advantage. Cool. 17.
Okay. Yes. So you are able to move over, scoop 80 up in one arm, just slide a little bit further, scoop Mira up in another, and you are now carrying the both of them away from the fight. You unfortunately can't get very far right now, but
It's just like it's just a lot of that going on. Like, okay, we gotta get out of here.
all right. That brings us back to the top of the round with Violet.
So Violet will see that Bren has the twins, and then she'll run towards the Manticore.
I guess I read that wrong.
And as she's running towards the Manticore, she pulls out her rapier, and you see her rapier start to light up with lightning. And she'll cast Booming Blade. And she'll take a swing at the Manticore while it's grappled.
Okay. If I could cut in on this, Andrew, just for flavor's sake, based on what you and I had previously discussed about this, I don't think Violet in this moment realizes she's casting Booming Blade.
Absolutely not, no.
Yeah. As the blade gets drawn and this arc of energy just seems to manifest itself out of Violet and through the sword. Go ahead and make your attack.
.21 to hit.
That hits.
That's 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And then
nothing happens with the booming blade unless it moves, right?
Yep. So she'll bonus action disengage and then run towards Bren.
Okay. Based on where you were, you can basically just get back right to where you were.
Mm-hmm.
Great. And then you finish your turn. As you all are attempting to flee, this creature starts ripping the ground and rending its paws to get out from the ground that Bren had molded earth on. It tears its feet out from the ground, and as it is getting ready to leap upon you, Violet, you see a mythical creature emerge from not too far distant from where the Manticore had emerged from. A horse-like being with enormous leathery wings covered in scales, glistening blue and almost arcing with an aura of energy across the rippling scales, a mane of white fur descending upon its back, and a single, almost horn-like protrusion from its head. Although your initial inclination, Violet, being the one that can see this, says unicorn? But that can't be right. They don't have scales. And you hear a voice in your head, Andrew, that simply says, dragon. And this creature steps almost nonchalantly, leaping down from the cliffside, extending its wings out, landing upon the ground. As soon as it lands, the Manticore that was about to send spikes flying your direction looks over at this creature instead and immediately cows, just prostrates itself upon the ground, inching away from it, scared horrifically of the presence of this additional creature. And seemingly some kind of communication is taking place silently between the manticore and this draconic-like horse. It takes a few seconds, but then the manticore roars and hisses, looking across the way at its dead mate, and then taking to the skies and flying away. Violet, you lock eyes with this being as it stands there, turning its head towards you, and it lowers its head down in a almost greeting of a bow, as if nodding its head in your direction. What do you do?
Is jawline still running?
I assume so.
Well, actually, I would say like once he noticed that you weren't going in the same direction, there was a moment where he stopped to turn around to see what was up. So I would.
Yeah, I'll say you got like another 15 feet away. I will need Mira and 80 to do, or not 80. 80 is stable. I will need Mira to do another death save, and then immediately followed by a Constitution saving throw for the poison.
Well, I rolled a 10.
Okay, successful on the death save.
That's also a 10.
That is a failure unless you use your. You have 2 advantages right now from Chad.
Yep. 15.
Okay, you do not. You are still poisoned, but you don't take more damage. Ian, Bren can feel the convulsions in Mira. And there's this almost sickly ooze mixed in with the blood spittle that's coming out of her mouth.
Can I cast healing word on her?
Sure.
Yeah. Take a second level. And since my chalice form is still up, so that's 7 points, and then 1d8. Confirm. Yeah, perfect. You take 17 points of healing.
Thank
altogether.
you.
Yeah, so Mira's eyes flutter open painfully. She's still poisoned, but she no longer has to make death saves. Andrew, what does Vi do?
Yeah, once I see that things are okay, I will walk up towards the animal.
As you approach, its head raises up, and you can see that you don't really know how you know this either, but you can see all of the telltale markings of a draconic being standing in front of you. Its form, though, is unlike anything that you have ever seen in pictures or magical illusions or read about in descriptions or dreamt about even. This is something different, and you don't know what it is. But as you approach, it also slowly takes a step towards you, and it seems to somehow know that you are afflicted in this moment. And as you approach, it gestures its head towards you, and its eyes alight with arcane energy, and you feel this warmth build inside of you, and build, and build, and build, and build to the point that you want to scream. And as you open your mouth, a gout of heat like smoke erupts from your mouth, and you can see these speckles of green putrescence kind of inside of that smoke, kind of sparking and alighting within the smoke. And you cough violently and rend yourself to the ground upon your hands and knees, clenching your eyes tightly, trying to gasp for breath. But finally, you are able to inhale one enormous inhale, and the poison is gone. And its eyes change back into these very much not horse-like eyes that you cannot quite place. And it just looks upon you. Ian, what are you doing back there? And I guess also I should say, Deb, what is Mira doing as she comes conscious, still not fully aware of everything that's going on, but having felt this healing energy? Oh yeah, and Bran is glowing again.
Yeah, I would say, like, when Mira wakes up and they try to react, Bren doesn't. Like, his grasp tightens on the both of them. And, like, looking over at Vi and not trying to spook the beast, it's like, let's go. Let's go.
Did we win? What happened? Yep.
Vi, let's go.
Just one.
Vi doesn't hear that. Vi is transfixed by this being in front of them.
Hey! just in the background.
As you yell out, the being lifts its head towards you, Bren. And it just nods very slightly in greeting. And you can almost feel something else tapping, knocking in a way into your mind. It's not like Starry, or Star as you like to call them, but it's similar. And it seems particularly impressed in the moment by your luminescence, we'll say. That's what your passive insight tells you anyway.
I think being that I don't feel any, like, danger or harm or any malcontent, like, I'll answer the knocking or loud.
Okay. As you do that, you hear a very clear, ringing voice in your mind say, "Fear not. It is safe."
All right. No, just at this point, he's not questioning anything. He's so tired. He's so tired of all this. Still grasping both of the twins, walks over to the campsite, and he just stands there with them, not saying anything, but the both of you who can feel like this is almost a relentless grasp.
Does Mira do anything?
Mira doesn't feel well enough to do anything. I think she just... Yep.
Vi, you aren't catatonic or anything like that. This is... You still have full faculties and full control of yourself. This is more just you... Violet is in awe. of this creature.
If
Would you
I
like
will
to do anything?
just extend a hand and slowly, and we'll kind of do it underhand instead of trying to pet them above their head, just to kind of extend a hand below their head so they can see it coming, and just very slowly and gently.
Bear in mind, this creature is like 11 feet tall from hoof to top of its head.
Okay, so Vi's doing this then, like.
It lowers its head down kind of into Vi's touch, and Vi can feel the scales along its snout and chin. And as she does so, she immediately feels that sensation from her dream of flying. That euphoria that came from that experience flashes into her mind and is almost enough to stagger her backwards a step or two. But that also might be the fact that the being kind of steps forward and walks past Violet, and it's just so large, like the presence of it is almost pushing her back. But it very deftly and adroitly steps past Violet, and it starts approaching the campsite. As it gets close to the campsite, Bren instinctively takes a step back. And it moves past the campsite and over to the deceased manticore. And you can see it kind of take one of its clawed feet and, pawing at the ground a little bit, it lowers its head down, and an eruption of vines and earth kind of envelops the manticore's form, turning into this mound, this large heaping mass of earth and fauna, wrapping and swirling around this creature until it's completely covered. And it just kind of bows its head and stands there in reverence for a few moments.
Yeah, I was gonna skin it.
Vi will walk up to Bren.
As strong as Bren might be, he is still carrying a couple 100 pounds of human in his arms. He's getting a little weak.
Yeah, I think at this point,
especially as adrenaline is wearing off.
Yeah, walking over to where we were camping, like it's to put Mira down and like let them rest, and put 80 down and let them rest, and then just kind of like wait for everything to die down before he sits down or falls down.
Just as I don't know how much magic you have left, but a healing spell would get 80 back up as well.
I got some left in the tank. I'll drop a first level.
Okay. Don't worry about rolling it. 80 feels the healing magic from Bren. She looks up to see Bren's starlight luminescent form hovering over her. Her eyes pop open. What does she say or do? She doesn't know that the creature is there.
What am I feeling right now?
Your mic switched again, just FYI. I would say in this moment, 80 is feeling immense amounts of pain and agony. And like she took several pretty strong hits. There's probably a moment of like looking down at her clothes and seeing them just shredded in several places. So, I mean, I don't know how she would feel about that, but there's that too.
I mean, like, what vibes am I getting from, my peeps?
Well, right now you're just looking up into holy glowing Bren.
Yeah.
Like, what would 80's initial reaction to holy glowing Bren be?
Oh shit. Hey.
Mm-mm.
Does
You
Bren
look
help her sit
pretty.
up or anything?
Yeah, like he helps her sit up, but then he's looking at you like this. He's like,
I'm sorry.
Nope. No. I'm gonna go sit on that for at least 10 minutes. I'll be back. And then he just about faces and he goes sits down.
As 80 sits up, this creature that had been holding some moment of reverence over the body, the buried body of the manticore, turns and looks towards 80 as she sits up, locking eyes with this creature.
What is that?
Oh, from the stump. Oh.
I was just about to ask Jawline that too. I have no idea what this is.
Yeah. It's,
Mira, would you like to make an Arcana check?
Yes, I would.
just from the stump, he's like, it's like a horse thing. It's a really big horse.
Dirty 20.
You recall, not recently. This was very early on in your studies at Occam, where you had to attend a class on magical creatures and where to find them. And the particular focus of the study was creatures native to the Siltwood and the Stormsong Mountains. And the notable prevalence of beings with draconic ancestry, but not quite draconic, not quite dragon, right? Not true dragon in that sense. Whoever had taught that class, you're fairly certain, would be amazed to learn of the gem dragons that actually live in the Siltwood and, give birth there. But, that's for sometime in the future, Mira, to worry about. You are fairly certain you are looking upon a dragonelle, a dragon-like creature, to be sure, possessing of dragon heritage, but one that is distinctly different from virtually all of the other draconic species that exist in the world. This one tends to be, they tend to run the gamut of demeanors, but very frequently are a do no harm to me, I will do no harm to you kind of creature. Hey, Little Bones, thank you so much for the raid. We greatly appreciate it. Welcome in, Raiders. Glad you could join us. Our illustrious cohort of companions has met their first dragonelle just now. Oh, and they fought two manticores and almost died.
Mira is gonna kind of stagger to her feet a little bit, and I think she wants to get as close to it as she can, as it will let her.
Roll a Constitution saving throw versus your poison.
Mm-hmm. $17.
Okay. You do resist the effects of the poison. You are still poisoned, so this is part of her being woozy and all of that. But as she approaches, what's the demeanor that Mira is giving off here? What's Mira's most obvious intention?
She's approaching very slowly and sort of with an air of curiosity and hoping to have an experience that, whether or not she brags about it later to her classmates, I think she just wants to take advantage of this moment, and she kind of saw a little bit of Vi getting close to it, and so she wants to see, I don't know, what it will do.
As you approach this creature, It just stares at you fairly passively, doesn't seem bothered by anything that you approach. You get fairly close to it, enough to reach out and touch it, which I'm assuming Mira does. And as she does, it kind of recoils a little bit, and then lowers its head down towards you, sniffs the air around you for a moment, and then takes a step back before lowering itself and slowly, not aggressively, but moving its horn towards Mira.
She'll just stay
As the horn moves towards her hand, Mira touches it and is immediately racked with pain. It does pierce her flesh. She takes 1 point of damage from it, and I need you to make another Constitution saving throw, please.
6.
Saw that. Do you wish to use your final advantage?
Sure. Why not? 13.
I mean, that's better. Mira doubles over in pain, clutching her hand, and as she is clutching her hand, it's not red blood that comes out of it. It's green putrescence that comes out of it. And it's all, she can see her hand turning purple in this moment and can feel nothing but gross agony as the poison is being forcibly expelled from her body. She's no longer poisoned, but she is doubled over on the ground in complete pain in this moment. She's still conscious, but she's almost incapacitated in this moment, completely taken over by the pain.
With any sort of awareness that she has, she's going to reach into her pocket and just grab the diamond and hold on to it. No?
Completely and utterly wrapped in pain. 80, make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. Okay.
Vi will just run towards Mira and try to help her up, or help in any way.
Brent's like, can we stop touching things in the forest, please? It's like an angry
Yeah, we lost
park
Beth.
ranger now.
As Bren says that, whatever's happening with 80 and Mira we'll come back to in a second. The being looks up at Bren, and you hear in your mind, "We're very angry, you know."
Yes. In this moment, I very am.
What did 80 get on that wisdom saving throw?
I rolled a natural 1 for a total of 4.
Are you going to use your,
I've got
your advantages?
I was dead for so long.
You
I
have
didn't
at
use
least
them.
3.
Okay, 20.
Okay. You have the wherewithal to know that Mira is in a lot of pain. She's not, like, you have full faculties on what you want to do is basically what I was saying. I was going, if you had failed that, especially rolling a nat 1, I was going to basically take over, but you can do whatever you like in this moment. How do you think 80 would respond?
I think that she would, not so dramatically, but like crawl over to Mira, because she's also, half dead and in a lot of pain of her own, and now feeling like the emotional pain through the connection is quite a lot. So I think she'd go over and just, she doesn't even know how to help, but just like be next to her.
Okay. So as the twins are kind of clutching one another, Vi, you hear in your mind, unbidden, this voice. Are you all right?
As I can be. I don't know. My friends seem like they're not, so I'm not doing great.
It looks down at the twins and then looks back up at you. These will be fine.
What do you mean these? These are my friends.
They will be fine. Just takes time.
What are you?
In this moment, I am a guardian.
Who are you? Don't say guardian, please.
Names hold power for my kind. What would you call me if you look upon me?
Shiny.
And you may call me that.
Okay.
And know that no one else will call me that. Only you.
So like a nickname.
It seems confused by that, but accepts it.
Well, thank you for your help. How are
These-
you?
Creatures are dangerous, as you know now. I was impressed by the tenacity with which you fought them. Your power lured me here. I may not have noticed from my perch on high had I not seen what I saw. And it seems to extend its gaze over to Bren and down to the pair. At this point, Deb, Mira's agony is starting to subside. She can open her eyes now. There's still a lot of, like, peripheral focus and whatnot, but she's becoming aware once again, and she can feel the poison no longer afflicting her insides. But her hand still looks disgusting.
I see 80 right there, and I grab onto her with my other hand. And just squeeze.
It kind of steps around beside the two of you and almost lowers one of its wings down protectively over the both of you. Just patiently standing there. Still looking at Vi, you hear in your mind again, why have you journeyed to this dangerous place?
We saw a call for help, and we're coming to help.
The light in the sky, you mean?
Mm-hmm. A few days ago.
You seek to travail the Storm Song Mountains, then?
Yeah. That's the plan. Do you know a way?
Do? I am not certain you are prepared for such journey.
Vi will look over at Jawline and then look back.
Bear in mind, Jawline can't hear this. This
Oh,
is
yeah,
only
absolutely.
communication. Yeah.
No, he's just in the back, just like this, just like, damn.
I don't know, man. I feel like I'm in a really awkward place right now because I'm talking to you only, and I would just want to make sure my friends are okay. And
Of course. And it kind of just steps back a little bit, and it reveals the twins, who are now both like in a sitting up position, kind of huddled into each other. It's got to be weird for you guys, I would assume. The wings kind of, hovering there, not quite touching the two of you, but being this like protective barrier. In the meantime, thank you so much for the raid, Evan Dale. Welcome in, raiders. Our companions are in the aftermath of a pretty horrendous fight in which they fought a couple of manticores and are now having a conversation telepathically with a dragonelle.
very one-sided
That's their
conversation.
day.
Oh my god.
How's yours? Yes, you see your companions there, and it seems to just take a very casual stance, waiting for you.
If I will look over at Jawline and be like, what the fuck? What do we do?
Don't ask me. Y'all don't listen.
What do you mean? What do you mean by we're not ready? Like,
You look back at the. I'm sorry. What did you nickname them?
shiny.
Shiny. You look back at Shiny, and say that. Do you say it out loud or do you say it telepathically?
I think Vi's exasperated enough where she'll just say it out loud without really thinking.
Okay. It still responds to you telepathically because that's the only way that it can communicate. And it says, "The dangers of this journey are apparent, and yet you undertake it seemingly ill-prepared."
Yep. We could use the help, Shiny, if you want to come with us or, lead the way.
That is not... I can't do that. However, I can show you the way. I admire your courage in undertaking a call for aid in this way. So I will guide you. I will show you the path that you can take.
But thank you. Vi's face just gets really red. She feels super awkward talking to this thing.
You should be mindful, though. Manticores are vicious hunters in these parts. And the one whose mate is now slain, they may continue to hunt you. Be mindful. And as they say that, you are immediately entranced by a dreamlike state of flying once again. This time from the perspective, very likely, of this being, as it flies across the Stormsong Mountains. And you can see a way through, kind of wrapping around the easternmost edges of this first mountain and over and up into the second. And then about halfway up the northern side of that mountain, there is some black smoke rising. and then you come back to the present. You kind of blink, and it's over. It happened extremely fast for you.
Whoa.
The being looks over at you, Bren, and just nods. And at this point, like, your starry form still has maybe a few minutes left in it. And you hear the voice in your head say, "You are a good caretaker to these."
Thank you. It's getting more and more difficult as we're out here.
Remember, though, you were young once, too. And it just kind of lowers its head down, and Mira's still getting control of herself, so she probably doesn't notice this so much, but 80, you feel this kind of bump on the head, and look up, and you see its face hovering. Oh, and there she goes. Mira, you feel this bump on the head, and you look up, and you see the face of the Dragonelle inches from you. And it just kind of snorts. And there's an almost humor to it before it moves. It lifts its head and then moves away from the lot of you. Oh, you're muted.
Thanks. As it snorts, I'm just going to whisper, "Thank you." And let it go.
Does 80 react at all to this thing starting to leave? Do any of you react to its apparent departure?
I've been coming in and out of it, and so
Crazy.
I'm really in character today. So I don't think I do anything. I think I'm just watching.
Same, just kind of watching it, seeing it off.
Andrew, any last?
I'll just say thank you.
With silent acceptance of your thanks, it leaps into the air with an apparent grace and majesty to it. Its enormous wings seem to grow larger, in fact, as it takes flight and lofts its massive form into the skies and starts flying away.
Vi will turn to the group and be like, "What the actual fuck was that?"
I mean, you tell us.
It talked to me in my mind.
What did it say?
It said it was dangerous, which we knew. She'll give a side eye to Jawline. It said that the man will keep hunting us, and that we should probably. But it did show me the way if we did want to keep going.
Make a deception check, Andrew.
Violet's face is like slowly turning red. It's a 16.
Does anyone have a 16 or higher passive insight?
15.
Oh,
I have a 16. And Bryn hears what Vi said as they're walking up. And he's just like, "Yeah?"
Yeah. Do you want to keep going?
You know what? Now seems like as good a time as any. Do I want to keep going? Have I ever wanted to keep going? I'm about to lose my arm. Again. Because we're taking a little field trip into the Siltwood. And now trudging up a mountain. And he's scanning the three of you, and he's like, what did I tell you before we left? What happened when we got out here? You see what happens when you don't take the time to think. Excitement in the world and all of these new faceted things that go, ooh, and they're shiny. Sometimes it's not what it is. And I think we've learned that as soon as we stepped in here. Right? Right. Okay. You have died twice. You, pointing at Vi, you should know better than this. And then looking at Mira, what do they teach you in that damn school? Obviously, it's not how to, make good judgment calls. What do the three of you have to say? I am still talking. All right? Jeez. Take a hint. This isn't fun. I'm still bleeding. Hawk! Just kind of turns his head. Yeah, what? I'm done. I'm done.
Are you sure?
No, I'm fine. I'm done.
I can let you keep going.
Big nose flare. Huge.
Technically, we did make it through the Siltwood, so, part 1 is done. So that's good.
Part one.
Part 1.
Now it's a series of other unfortunate events. Great.
They don't teach us. Well, they teach other people things in school. They didn't teach me stuff. But hey, I feel like I kind of killed it today. So as long as there's only one manticore at a time, it's fine.
One manticore at a time? I don't know what to. And he's trailing like in that old man
But did you
grumble.
see though? But did you see?
I just don't understand. You tell these kids what they're trying to, and they just told us.
It did say that there was more of them.
More, yeah.
So we just stay out of sight. I don't know.
Stay out of sight. Now we can go invisible. This is great.
I feel like we should maybe walk and talk. We should probably get away from this dead manticore and maybe, I don't know, find a cave or find just a place to breathe. But Mira, you were pretty awesome. I've never seen you do anything like that before.
I've never done anything like that before.
But you never had to. You've never had to. It's just because you just don't go in the forests, and then you just have it, and he's trailing off.
I'm sorry, did you miss my whole existential crisis?
I'm sorry. Was that in between the time where you got swiped at or when you were dead?
It was in between, yeah,
Exactly. So I may have missed it. Little preoccupied.
But I feel better now.
What
And
would
it's
you all have
because
done
we
if I
came
wasn't
out here.
Yeah. It's because we came out here. Exactly. Hey, let's play a game. Ladies, truth or dare? I'll go first. Truth. This is stupid.
That's not exactly how it works, but okay. Point taken.
Vi's heart is broken.
Sorry, Bren.
I think Vi is right that we should find a place not here to rest, but we still have to decide, are we going to find a place that's closer to our goal or closer to home?
I mean, there's danger either way.
I'm gonna go get firewood. We're going.
So you did just wake up. You've already had breakfast today. You had, sort of finished, getting the camp cleaned up. All you really have left to do is finish packing up your bedrolls. question is what direction you're going.
Chat
Look.
brings up an interesting opportunity. Yeah, what about second breakfast?
Look, guys, I feel like we just keep getting into worse and worse situations, and I think maybe Jawline is right. I feel like we should just turn around. I don't know. Is it really worth it?
I can't go back. I've got to keep going. We don't know what that thing is. It could be anything. It could be nothing. It's got to be something, right? I'm not going back.
She passes out.
80 no.
I can still hear you, Matt.
I'm not going back.
I can't go back either. Not just because I'm going to follow 80 where she goes, but I feel like I'm just starting to figure out who I am.
I can't see you guys bleeding like that. I can't see you guys dying or going unconscious every other day, you know? It's a lot.
To be fair, this was my first time, so.
Like angrily rolling up his bedroll. First time. It only takes one. Jeez.
We could die on our way up there. We could die on the way back.
Or we could not die.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a risk either way at this point.
Is there somewhere safe we can go, Jawline, that's not that far?
As you say that, Vi, you remember the aerial flight. Maybe a few hours travel towards the mountain. There's plenty of outcroppings and places of cover. There's lots of cover to be had.
That's good.
What did the Dragonelle tell you?
By the way, that's the first time any of you have heard that word.
Is that what that was?
The what?
It was a Dragonelle? Apparently I'm the only one that knows this. Okay. There was a class. We talked about it. It's draconic in nature.
It spoke to me telepathically. Said it was impressed by our courage and your powers. And it showed me the way forward.
Did it say anything about, does it know anything about where we're going?
You know, when I touched it, it felt like I was flying again, and it did show me how far we have left to go, and it told me how dangerous it was, and I feel like I'm trying my best not to put you guys in danger. I know we can make it, and I know we can get there, and I just don't know if it's worth it. Like,
You're not responsible for what happens to us. And neither are you, Bryn.
It's not what the Dragonelle said.
I talked to you too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it spoke to me as well. It noticed my anger, but wasn't obvious. Yeah. It also gave me a nice compliment. Said I was a good caretaker of you all. And to be patient, because I was young once too. Such a long time ago, but yeah, at one point.
We've already asked too much of you. That's clear. But could we ask just a little bit more?
Very well. It's better going that way with you all than going back that way by myself. Plus, after all this is done, you all are going to pay me back with some good old-fashioned hard work on my land. So let's go.
Mira's gonna squeal a little bit and try to hug Bryn.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there we go. Woo. Yay, team. All right.
Vi will go over to Mira and they'd be like, does he know about the secret that we have for him?
No.
Can I roll to hear that?
Are
I
you?
didn't tell him.
Can my like amazing dad ears pick that up?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
Come
who's
again?
gonna cheat now?
Hello, I'm right here.
Are we doing it now?
Hey,
Yeah, we probably should. I think if ever there was.
why is everybody ignoring me?
Hey, Bren.
Hi. Secret? Poor
We-
Qual?
Good secret.
Just
Okay.
wanted to say thank you for everything that you have done, bringing
Also,
us.
sorry.
And sorry, yes.
And how much we appreciate you.
So
Yep.
much.
What's about to happen?
With my. Ooh, this is gonna take. It's okay. It's gonna take like 10 minutes. Let me just like set up. It's fine. Everyone go about your business.
It's a good thing.
What are you all doing?
I'm gonna ritual cast Animal Messenger. And this little squirrel pops up after 10 minutes. And I hand it a little paper flower that I have folded up and hand it to the squirrel and then have the squirrel deliver it to Britt.
It's like this towering mass over the squirrel as they have this thing presenting and Brett's just looking down. He's like,
There's this tiny squirrel, and you've had squirrels come to your place before.
Yeah.
You've fed squirrels that, generally speaking, unless they're really, really wild and feral, like they'll come around you with trusting demeanors. But this one is almost like excitedly holding up this little folded paper flower in its hands. Like you can see its tail twitching back and forth in excitement, and it kind of bouncing up and down a little bit as it's stretching as far as it possibly can into the air, holding up this flower to you.
he's just looking down and he's like, on his face, he's like restraining from like a huge smile because it's so stupid. It's so cute. It's so.
And it's this brownish red kind of tawny fur on the top with white down its chest and speckles of black dotting the white parts as it's just looking up at you with these amazing, adorable eyes way too big for its head.
He's like, He's like picks up the squirrel and he takes the flower and he's like, thank you.
The squirrel like bounds up your arm and onto your shoulder, your hurt shoulder, and like sniffs your ear a little bit, gives you tickles in the ear, and then it leaps off your shoulder and runs away.
That was so cool. That was great. Oh, this is a little paper flower. This is a nice little flower.
It's more than that. It's a promise.
Okay.
We wrote on there an IOU that you can have a day of relaxation, and we will feed your animals for the day and cook you dinner.
Oh, that kind of spa coupon.
Exactly.
Yep.
Oh my god, this is the best Father's Day ever. He's gonna look at it, he's gonna go. He's gonna put it away, and he's gonna go. Thank you, girls. That's very thoughtful. And much needed. All right, just this once. Everybody, come on in. just
You almost get knocked over.
Yeah.
From the force of it.
Yep.
Like he's not gonna say anything, and again, still with the like physical facial restraint, but like he loves it. He's like, this is really nice. But then immediately go, my shoulder. Just, okay. All right. That's enough.
As you all separate from one another, the group dad wincing in pain, equal hearts emotional shot through his chest, pain and the physical pain. You all finish packing up your camp finally. As you step away from the campsite, leaving it behind, one, maybe several of you, maybe all of you, look back to the camp and see the mound where the manticore was. Or is, the dead one, that is. And you can see flowers already starting to bloom from it. Deep, azure-petaled flowers that slowly, much faster than a normal flower would, but slowly rise up from the mound and start giving off the faintest of ethereal light in them. And then you turn back and look towards the Storm Song Mountains. You gaze up at this immense mountainside, this daunting thing that you are about to traverse. And with a deep breath and assuredness, perhaps questioning in some of you, but assuredness all the same that you've made it this far. You take your steps forward, and most of the day goes by. You find yourself following Violet's lead this time. The pathway before them, difficult to say the least. Bren is used to having done this perhaps a couple of times, but the rest of you, every step is almost a shock to you. One of you loses a foot placement and slips and tumbles a little bit down before being caught by one of the others, or a gust of wind comes out of nowhere and sends you careening into someone else in your group, or a shadow from above catches your attention and you look up and you see an eagle up high. Although the shadow was a bit large. Distances being what they were, you can't tell exactly how large the eagle was, but fairly certain that it was big. All of these things kind of cloud and careen into your senses throughout the day. And by the end of it, you are exhausted. Each and every one of you can feel the sores forming on your feet, can feel the struggle in your muscles and bones as you make this trek. But thanks to Vi's guidance and perhaps the guidance of the Dragonelle before, you find a safe place to camp for the night. The winds up here in these high mountains are cool, and thus you have to huddle up a little bit more tightly. You certainly question amongst yourselves, maybe openly, maybe silently, how sparingly packed you were for a voyage such as this, wishing perhaps that you had some winter blankets and the like. But you make it through the night without issue. Taking watches, of course, ever diligent, keeping an eye out for any threat, particularly those of the manticore kind. And morning comes. You take your breakfast, you settle yourselves from your evening's rest, feeling a little bit better than when you had lain down for sleep. But nonetheless, the voyage is hard once again, and you start all over. By the end of the second day, you have gone around the side of the first mountain. And then the third, you have to journey up the second one. And then now into the fourth day since leaving the Siltwood, you finally make it across the north side of the mountain. Here, you can almost feel the waves so many hundreds of feet beneath you of the ocean, as some of the spray seems to go enormously high, and the echoes of the sea that rebound off of the storm song are tumultuous upon all of you. But as you crest around to the north side of the mountain and look up, Vi, you spot it first, seemingly knowing from your vision a few days ago at this point from the Dragonelle. You see a small bit of black smoke rising the mountainside. Gives you each, filling you each with your own kind of emotions at what it is that you might find, but charging you some with adrenaline at this discovery. You continue the trek with a few hours left of light, the sun's not quite having set in the west just yet, but you find yourself now in between the mountains where the shadows grow long and everything feels a little bit more ominous. You are looking for a good place to camp for the evening, knowing that you've probably got another half day or maybe slightly more traversing up the mountainside before you could reach your destination, wherever this black smoke is coming from. And as you're looking for a good place to camp, one of you, whoever has the highest passive perception, I think we had previously established that was 80?
15.
I also have a 15.
The twins then are able to both spot, not too far distant, maybe another couple hundred feet ahead of you, what appears to be some rubble, some chunks of wood, something that's not stone and rock ahead of you in your path.
Well, that's not supposed to be here.
I will point it out to the other two. Do you see this? This is different.
Very clearly, as soon as they point it out, you're able to spot what appears to be some kind of debris ahead. It's kind of hard to make out with the shadows and only having maybe about an hour or so of light left. And certainly the rocky outcroppings and such. But you're fairly certain what you're seeing is not mountainside in the distance ahead.
Well, that's not normal.
I think that's what we're looking for.
There's no black smoke rising off of it. That's still a good half day, 3/4 of a day journey. This is something different.
Okay. You girls stay right here.
Vi's on his heels.
Yeah, I'm following.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Brent takes 3 steps and all of them follow.
Everyone turn around. He turns around like on his heels. No, seriously, just
It's like,
stay.
don't wake daddy. Every time you turn around, we freeze.
Please, just this once. Just hear what I'm saying. Listen, just stay right here. Okay? And like he starts backing up, watching them. He's like, stay here. And then he pushes forward.
How far ahead does he get before you all start taking steps forward too?
15 feet. 20, maybe.
God, jeez. Have we gotten a long rest in this moment?
You've
at
had
any-
multiple long rests at this
multiple
point.
long rests.
Yeah.
Okay. Hearing them, because obviously he can hear them. They're not that far, right? Wild shapes into a cat, darts off.
I forgot he could do.
You've never seen him do that.
I know,
Never.
but we've seen him like transform it. He's done primal savagery,
Animalistic,
so
Yeah.
like I forgot he had
Okay.
stuff.
Does that cause you guys to stay back now, or
No, I'm gonna
Okay.
keep going.
Jeez.
If anything, Vi like starts like going faster to keep up.
let me get a group stealth check from everyone, because I feel like you're at least trying to do this secretively. Unless you don't want to, you don't have to.
I got a nat 20 for 21.
I got a nat 20
Nice.
for 25.
Fuck, guys.
That's a 12 for me. I'm wearing my tap shoes.
We gotta be quiet, you guys.
You were muted, Deb, but it
Echoes.
I said we left those behind. The tap shoes
We
were
did.
at someone's farmhouse.
We did.
What did Mira get for her stealth check?
Natural 20 for 22.
Hey, that's 3. Let's go.
Damn.
Why can't we get these in a battle? I don't know.
Mira
you
turns
got
into a
some
warlock.
nat 20s in that battle with the Manticores.
But 3 back to back would have been dope.
That is pretty dope. With surprising alacrity, you all managed to move forward quietly. Particularly the wild shape. Actually, you got more than a 21 in because you have the stats of the cat. So
Oh, yeah.
you absolutely did better than that. But still, nat 20, right? So you pad forward, stalking quietly as a prey, as if you were stalking prey. The rest of you mostly quietly. Every now and then you hear this, damn it, as 80 like slips a little bit on her foot and has to be shushed. But you all do manage to continue moving forward. And Ian, Bren is the first to spot what appears to be some destroyed remnants of wood. Mostly things that appear to be crate-like, and fairly large crates too, like 8-foot square crates.
Like cargo? Like it was something that. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Crashed upon the ground and splayed out in this very large, probably 30-foot radius pile of debris. As you approach, you can actually see in the distance, kind of below you, on the other side from you, there's remnants of fragments of it that had fallen further down the mountainside. And this just happened to be a heavy load of it. And mixed in, your passive perception being decent enough, mixed in amongst the debris, you can very plainly see foodstuffs. A good chunk of it rotten at this point, but not all of it. And like very clearly you see one crate that's kind of splayed open that has several like twice baked style breads like baguettes and bagels and the like, just kind of strewn about on top of a big pile of this cargo debris. And that's the first thing that you spot.
So seeing all of this, and I'm pretty sure I'm pretty distracted by that, do I see any persons, beings, animals? I mean, I guess outside animals that may be coming across to like Nebel or anything?
You would see some signs of animal around, like noticeable tracks that are fairly recent. You see some of the foodstuffs have been eaten in such a way that there's fragments of it left behind that looks like wild animal voraciousness. So you see that there are signs of animal, but you don't see any animal threats or anything at this point.
Okay. Comes out of wild.
You also know that given the twilight hour, right? Because you're basically in the last hour of sunlight. This is the time that most animals are not out, right? They're looking for their shelter for the evening, or the ones that are nocturnal and coming to hunt are just waking up. So this is kind of like the witching hour, so to speak, of when you're going to be safe from predators and the like that are out hunting.
Cool. Comes out of wild shape. All right. It's not as good as I'm used to at that. My back.
You immediately feel some fur in your mouth, and you have to like.
Make better decisions next time. All right, ladies, I know you're over there. Come on.
The girls kind of close into. You guys can all see what I had described before. Any initial reactions here? What do you want to do?
Does any of this stuff look like different from what we would see in foods strewn about?
No, not really. Okay. I think a lot of it is pretty much the same. No, I think everything that you can see looks the same. Bren particularly is going to notice several starchy kinds of foods that keep well over long distances, like rice and potatoes and such. Let's just do a group investigation check.
Guidance.
You can guide yourself.
It's a 9.
Yeah.
Natural 20 for a 25.
Stop it. Stop it.
Hey, she rolled like crap when she was about to die. So
yeah,
sure did.
That's why I'm saying stop it. Not now. Not on investigation.
Why not?
Because we need those criticals in battle. I got
this tracks character-wise, honestly.
18 for Bran. What'd you get, Vi?
I got a natural 1 for 5.
That tracks. So as you are investigating all of this, Vi, what do you think captures Violet, or Andrew, what do you think captures Violet's attention so much that she is completely oblivious of everything else that I'm going to discuss?
Vi's colon is like super, super hurt right now. She hasn't like she like hasn't felt comfortable to like poop around anybody for the last couple of days, and like there's no leaves. We're in mountains and stuff, so her colon is just mega backed up right now.
I apologize to everyone in chat. This is all my fault.
Why are you apologizing? I'm sure they're eating this up. So yeah,
your colon's fine. What are you apologizing for?
As Violet is dealing with the pain of megacolon, Bren, above and beyond everything that you had already spotted amongst stuff, you see some writing written on the sides of some of the debris, and it's in a language that you absolutely do not recognize. And it doesn't even the lettering isn't even close to anything that you've ever seen in all of your years of existence.
I don't know. I'm
Mira.
pretty smart.
Yeah, you're pretty smart. You don't know it. Mira sees the writing too, and she knows that it is not normal for the Imperium. And somehow, when she looks upon the writing, it shifts under her gaze, and she can read what appears to be manifest writings, saying what the contents of the crates were, and what she reads matches up with the various things that she sees kind of strewn about the site.
There's a lot of stuff here. This seems to be a list of what was in these crates, and it matches up with what we've seen strewn about.
How the hell did somebody lug this up here?
I don't think anyone carried it up here.
Then how did
They
it get
kinda
here?
Well, with the investigation check, before Mira says, like, she halfway finishes that sentence, and then she's looking around and she realizes that the way these things are crushed and, like, the way that it is splayed out, it fell.
Yeah.
Before reaching this. She knows that. She, like, answers her own question halfway through. And as she's kind of looking around all of this, she spots one particular crate that shifts its position ever so slightly, maybe a half an inch shift. That is absolutely not normal.
Oh, Jesus.
What kind of not normal?
Like, it was perfectly still, and then it just jiggled a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have cats. Do
Yep.
they like boxes?
Yep.
Have you ever seen a box just move and then you realize the cat is inside?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. This box is about it probably was 4 feet on a side, and now it's like 3 feet on a side, and it's very broken.
Did you all see that?
What?
The box moved. Fuck it. And she's gonna go over to look at it closer.
What's the use?
Do you lift the box? What do you do in looking at it closer? Are you just kind of standing around it and looking side to side?
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and see if I can, like, peel aside back or move it and see.
Yeah, sure. So you cast Mage Hand. Bear in mind, you're only like 10, 15 feet away from it, right? And you start lifting up one edge of the box. And as you lift up one edge of the box, you see there's not a lot of light left. So the fact that you spot this kind of glint of reflected light come from underneath of what you reveal, it startles you for a moment. There's something shiny underneath. Not in the same way that your Dragonel friend was shiny. You continue raising it up, and as you lift it up entirely, huddled in a kind of fetal position, only kind of on knees and elbows, just huddled up, you see this metallic figure of a person. Scrawny arms, metal, wood, cording, some kind of vine such making up its insides, but it's all gray in coloration and steel. And it just turns its round head towards you and looks at you with these hollow eye sockets. And that's where we're going to call it tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
That's not creepy at all.